everybody, and welcome to a new video, and welcome back to the reading book series. Another book okay, so this book, I could get Audible to read it, but I'm not going to. This is also, I'm gonna be reading, so I have no chance to swear or anything, so that's great, because it's gonna be hard, because I already did two videos tonight. I had to look at my hand again to make sure I was doing something appropriate instead of evil. This is Boxing Day. Well, as you know, this is Boxing Day. I don't know if Boxing Day is only for one certain set of people or multiple. Anyway, this book that we're reading today, I could also let Audible read it, and I just follow along showing you pictures. This is called the Cremation of Sam McGee. Before you go nuts, before everybody goes crazy, caught myself there, even though that's not such a bad word. It's not what you think. Yes, someone gets thrown in the fire, they don't actually burn. They're still alive throughout the whole book when that happens, or when that actually happens. I grew up with this book. My father read this book to me, and I've kept it super nice. Tried to, at least. Yeah. It's super nice. The artwork is beautiful. I mean, look at the front. Just the front. And this book holds a very special meaning to me. I love it so much. So, now this is going to be an awkward book to read, because it's a picture book, and I mean, they're all books in this series. So, kids enjoy, because this is a kid's thing. Okay, so the Cremation of Sam McGee by Robert W. Service. Paintings by Ted Harrison. I love his Harrison. I love. Okay, I love his paintings in this book. It's amazing. I would like to see more. Could always look it up. And introduced by Pierre Burton. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moral for gold, which is exactly how it's going to start. It's about the gold rush, or it's in the days of the gold rush. So, this is going to be hard. So, and it's up in the Yukon in Canada. Yeah. Cremation of Sam McGee. There's also like a lot of reading about the editor, about everybody who wrote it and did all the artwork and stuff. You won't be able to read the words, but I can do this. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moral for gold. The Arctic tales have their secret tales. Oh, the Arctic Trail. The Arctic trails have their secret tales. In my defense for that, there's foxes named Arctic Tales, I think. That would make their blood run cold. The Northern Lights have their queer sights. Have seen queer sights. Oh boy, some of this wording doesn't hold up nowadays. By the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge, I cremated Sam McGee. First of all, I don't like that I have to. It's an old book. There used to be a different meaning for queer long time ago when this book was made, which was in when was this done? 1980s? 1951. So way before the whole entire like revolution there. So I'm gonna fix this now because I forgot about 1951. Meaning for only this book, hopefully. It's an old book. The word it has a different meaning in this sense, basically. So there's certain ways. Okay, we're on the next page accidentally here. Not really accidentally, but I don't even know how to spell the word. It goes to show you it's not in our normal language in this way too. It used to mean a long time ago, and I could have just used these words to replace it at this point. It used to mean in dating outside Scottish or Ulster, or British informal dated, weird, odd, or different. So the Northern Lights have seen weird sights, the weirdest they ever did see. But because people have taken the word and made it a slur of injustice, or strange, it's the other way, it's 16th century English. So, yeah, I'm sorry. It's an old book, it has old language in it. Don't get mad. If my parents, who were so strict of whatever I said and whatever I used to say, I say it now, usually. If my parents allowed me to hear this book, read this book, and like have this book read to me multiple times every night, my dad would read it multiple times to me because I could not get enough of it. He probably got sick of it, but it's specifically meant for children of the 50s. I'm sorry. But anyway, a nice little picture there. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms blows. Where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam around the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. That wasn't really rhyming as the rest of it. Through he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On Christmas Day, yesterday, as of uploading this, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trails. Dawson Trails. Dawson's a place in Yukon, by the way, if you didn't know. Talk of your cold through the parka's fold. It stabbed like a driven nail. If your eyes we'd close, then the lashes froze till something we could see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. Okay, something else I have to clarify. First of all, again, this is supposed to be like a poemy kind of writing, right? Dawson Trails is a place in Marshing, so because they're in they're sledding and they have sled dogs, and that's kind of and it's winter, so you know. Anyway, man, I didn't think I had to stop and explain a lot of these things. I forgot that we live in an era where, and whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into that. So there's a nice picture. We're only 11 into this. And that very night we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed. And the stars overhead were dancing heel to toe. He turned to me, and Cap say he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. Oh, and if I do, I'll ask that you would refuse my last request. You won't refuse my last request. So, an educational moment again. So back in those, back in those days, or during this time when you do sledding, and they still do sledding, and they still pack themselves in. When they sleep under the snow. So they have these big ski pants on and whatever else, and to keep their snow from freezing them. But it also kept them really warm from like the breeze at night and whatever out there in the. Again, very old language here. And I think I might actually have to pull up the Audible. Because I can't read anymore. So, apologies. I tried.
They often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold. Through the parka's fold, it stabbed like a rose. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request.
Okay.
Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, it's a cursed cold, and it's got right hold, till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet 'tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that, foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains. A pal gal's last need is a thing to heed. So I swore I would not fail, and we started on at the streak of dawn. But God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate those last remains." Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed the thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin, till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought of it, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then, "Here," said I, with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium." Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky.
Because it's so good. The pictures are so great. I love them. I missed the page, so apologies. It's very, very hard to. And so that's the artwork on that page where it's talking about the breeze and the boiler and the ripping the boards in the cabin floor. Now we're just finished this. I read most of the book at least, so I tried.
I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about. Here again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked." Then the door I opened wide, and there sat Sam looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There's strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest I ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee." This has been the cremation of Sam.
It's a lovely book. I love it. I'm so happy. It's so nice. Well, in my opinion, I love it so much. And, here's. Can we go to the front one actually? Because this one's a little bit easier to show off. So right here is Dawson City, is what they were talking about. And I'm guessing, I don't know if Lake LaBarge, or the Alice May, I guess it's called. Does the Alice May actually exist, I wonder? Or just as another like learning point here. Boat. Oh, they did a Scooby-Doo, I think of it. Here we go. Yeah. It actually did exist. That's why, Okay, so, apparently... Okay, it says, it's the cremation of Sam McGee based on a true story. Surprised that they actually have, because I haven't heard anyone ever talk about this book except from my parents. Although the poem is a fiction, it was based on people and things that Robert Service actually saw in the Yukon. Lake LaBarge is formed by a widening of the Yukon River that just north of Whitehorse. Hold on. Can we show it on the map? Is there a Lake LaBarge? So it looks like they traveled from Dawson City, which is up here, to Lake LaBarge, which is right around here. So it actually is on the map here. I don't know if it's real on a real picture, but you know. Ooh, there's also very nice old-timey like drawings of this book too. I need to look into this a little bit more. Formed in the Widening River in the Whitehorse and is just in use by the kayakers. I hope I didn't offend any native people by trying to pronounce that name. So yeah, really interesting. I really love this book, and again, it was my childhood storybook from when I was a kid. Of course, I'm gonna get it. No one knows that I have it. And otherwise, well, not gonna say that because, well, this is for kids, kinda. I had to explain certain things in this book because it's from the 50s. It's using language that meant something different than it does nowadays. So apologies. It's meant for something else, or those words were meant as something else before the early 2000s, and now, and in 2010s, and in now 2020s. And so the words are a lot different. It's a poem. So, I mean, they couldn't say weird, or I couldn't even change the wording because it wouldn't make sense otherwise. So, apologies for the old English. In this case, it was English. My videos you can actually change the language now on YouTube, right? Like what if it reads it, or if it gets translated into German, English, Ukrainian, French, British, because British and like, so English is different. English is different everywhere we are, or you are. So anyway. Besides that was a great book. I love it. I'm starting to really love this series, especially because I mean, I did the first one today, the first one of this series, and also the second one today. As of recording this, it's being yes, it's right after one another technically, with Christmas being yesterday or New Year or Christmas. Christmas and happy holidays, or the holidays, and Christmas for those of you who celebrate it. Anyway, regardless if it's a Christian holiday or if it's from before Christianity, whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm really liking this. I've tried to be very careful. After this, I'm gonna start like uploading this into my editing software, and actually having to watch through it for the parts that I'm actually talking, and not reading the book, because I mean the book, I kind of try to follow what it says. I have so many other books, so many Disney books, so many other books that I am very, very excited to do this series. For some reason, my eyes won't stay open and they go blurry right now. I think I'm just tired because it's like 10:30 at night. So, surprisingly, I didn't realize that it was that late. Sure. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. Expect more. And expect more than just book reading for kids on this channel. I'm trying to broaden my horizons. So, there's a lot more to be doing, for my opinion. And it might actually help me, maybe, like, not use so many harsh words all the time that are inappropriate for most people. Not just like, I know that it's more socially acceptable now, but also it does hurt other places in other places. So this might, hey, I stopped myself. My cat's being a nuisance behind me somewhere. Anyway, yes, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you for coming on this season, this journey with me, because this is going to be a fun journey for me to teach myself to not be cursing all the time, hopefully. But also be able to have fun and do other things, broaden my horizons, kind of thing. Enjoy, and also like broaden my audience. Get other people in here for other content than just gaming and whatever else I do. Bad videos that I do. Terrible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. How do you stop this? There you go.